Boom, ticka-tacka-ta-down. What's up, guys? I'm outside looking at this GFCI protected outdoor outlet, and it is partially under an overhang on our porch, but it recently tripped the breaker, so I'm taking a look at it. And it uses these little gaskets to keep your plugs dry, and that one's missing. Nice. So we're taking a look at replacing this. It's a little loose. Normally the idea is to take a plug and plug it in, and that works once it's a one-time use. But if you're leaving this plugged all the time, it's actually not rated to be used all the time. So we got to look at that. Also in this project, I came upon this other outlet that has some more space constraints in it, like this deck railing that you can see here. And I'm going to explore some products that kind of solve both of those situations. What you're looking for is a while in use cover, and you can see this one is oriented horizontally. You got to make sure you pick the right one for your application. Many of the ones I see for sale are the clear polycarbonate covers, and these can get nasty and orange and yellow with exposure to the sun, so I wanted to avoid that as well. This one is freaking metal and is built like a tank. I figure if the sun fades the paint out, I could just repaint it. And it comes with gaskets for the Decora or normal style and 2 screw versus 4 screw applications. It's pretty simple. You just install the outlet over it through this little retainer clip, and it holds everything to your wall. And here's our second product, the slimmer, low-profile version of the while in use color. Now, this one is non-metallic. It's plastic, but it's out of the sun, so it's not going to be subject to that fading. And once you open the clamshell, it's not exactly easy to find out what's going on here. Got a little slidey, backy, forthy thing. After looking at some instructions, it's a little bit more evident. So what you do is you take this guy and plug that into your socket once it's installed through those screws you see there. And you place this other part engaging into that socket in this little rail. And once that's plugged in, you've got yourself a little pointing down power strip. Neat. Kind of speeding through the demo of this thing. Just one screw makes come off. That gasket was in pretty nasty condition, as you would expect. Checking for power and get this thing removed. Now, when I took it out, there's a lot of rust, so the connections don't look great. I'm just going to go ahead and clip them all off right above the outlet. And it has push-in connectors, and these, all of them were removed from my house, were pretty nasty, as was the hole that was in there. So blowing it out with some air. I did spray paint the inside to kind of get rid of the rust. I always do shepherd crooks for a mechanical connection to these outlets. I'm not going to go through an entire outlet installation here. There's a million of those online, but there's no them doing that. I mean, it was pretty simple. Got, a pass-through connection here. So white to silver, black to gold screws. Tighten them down. Make sure the ground is connected in that box because it is a metal box. I did over-tape the crap out of this. Yet again, metal box. Through trial and error, I realized you had to take the screws out of the outlet first for this to work. Then goes the gasket on. Kind of placing that how it should be over top of those screw holes. It was adhesive back, so you just squish it on there. So that retaining clip goes through, the screws go through it and through your outlet, and that goes and screws into the wall. Now, there is a 4-hole option, but depending on the age of your house and the electrical box it's installing in, you could have 2 holes. There you go. That's it installed. It sucks up there pretty good to the wall, and it's very secure. Now, since this is going to see some water, I made sure to put some silicone sealant on there around the edge. And since this is brick, I tried to use that tape to kind of keep it smoothed out and at least get a straight line going. It's not the best, I go ahead and say that, but this dries clear like Elmer's glue, so it's almost impossible to tell afterwards. It doesn't look as hacky as that does. There you go. Watertight. Moving on over to our space-constrained outlet. This one was a little hard to get to, but you know, that's what hand tools are for. Or you could use these guys. Use my right angle drill because I got tired of that post. Now this one I'd already replaced the outlet a while back. So it's the same deal, just installing the outlet screws through the box. It's still pretty tight. Like you can see here, I can't even open it, but it's just enough for my situation here. Switching to POV mode. This guy just snaps in, and you got yourself your two outlets facing down. Pretty good design, if I may say so. Worked exactly fine for my application. And same deal. It's very solid. And I ended up caulking the outside. Actually, this is the first one I did. This is where I learned that tape was a better idea on brick because goop happens. Gross. Fortunately, paper towels. And that's it. I love how both of these work on my house, and they improve the safety of the outdoor outlets that are plugged in all the time. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'll put the links in the description. I did especially like the Greenfield one because it's made in USA. It's a quality product, and it's made of metal. I don't feel like it's going to break anytime soon. My only problem is that it was hard to find on Amazon. They tend to push other products from other countries. I really wish there was a way to sort by country of origin or, you know, an Amerizon where I could buy American products. Honestly, somebody talk to Bezos about that. Until next time, this is Josh saying, get out there and go do some stuff.